Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. The Consequences of the Criteria, Part 1. And this is something I know I've done like several videos, podcasts, whatever, on the consequences of the black female selection criteria. I've done several, but just in light of this thing with Donald Glover, it just illustrates the consequence of women passing over, black women passing over or rejecting 2/3 of the black male population. Seriously, it just reflects it, because let's keep it 1,000, because even many black women have pointed out, just using Donald Glover as an example, this dude is, he's on that artsy thing. He's, as you see from the thumbnail, that black nerd thing, right? Let's not pretend like these guys are celebrated in the black community, right? Let's not pretend, right? That's the biggest bull. In fact, when I was looking for the thumbnail for this podcast, I came across this article, which will be in the description box. Yeah, this joint was called An Open Letter to Undateable Blerd Men. This woman said the dudes were boring, unattractive, self-centered, trash. They see a trophy, not a person, when they see a woman. Don't like themselves, and that they're just not the one. All right. That's cool, right? And that could also include, the criteria also rejects maybe good, hardworking men, professional dudes, dudes who may not have that swag, dudes who might not be 6 feet. I'm like, wait a minute, right? But the problem, okay, that's fair. The women can do that. And let's be real, the criteria is based on superficial things. Either how good the dude look or what type of sexual aura he has. Let's just keep it 1,000. Okay, that's cool. A woman has a right to do, reject who she wants. Black women have the right to it, right? But the problem is there's a consequence to that. Because this is what a lot of dudes have a real issue with. Okay, you reject them, but then when that dude moves on to a woman of another race, they're sellouts. The women are complaining someplace. Or when the dude becomes a player or a dog or something, which I'm going to address in part 2 to this podcast, then, what they're like, oh, why is he like that? And he's doing this. And I'm like, where do y'all think this come from? And just for the record, because I see a lot of sisters say, oh, just one dude reject him. I say, first of all, no, it's never one woman reject him. It's like, no, it's never just one woman. Never just one. Look, I've been researching stuff like this since the 80s. The 80s. Because back then, even before I formally decided I wanted to be a writer, I was looking into it. I was researching. I was talking with brothers, especially ones in interracial relationships, all types. And contrary to popular belief, they not just getting with some fat white woman either. I've talked to everything from politicians, attorneys, whatever. It's always the rejection. In fact, one brother, because he didn't meet some type of criteria, was rejected by sisters. Because I remember this one, you know what I was? It was money. It was money. Now check it out. This brother, shit, he looked like a chocolate Malcolm X. And it was muscular. But, at first he didn't have money. But then he passed the bar, and then he was making a lot of money. But see, his sister wasn't with him at the time. I almost cried when I saw that. I was just like, shit. I ain't gonna lie. When that dude told me that, because he seemed like a black Superman and shit. But he said, nah, sister didn't want him. He ain't have money. And I'm like, This is the second that dude passed the bar, and he bogarted his way past the bar and stuff. Because he actually got his score up. He challenged him on something. He got his score up. That dude started a high grade in the government. Don't tell him what he's doing now. If I can remember his last name, I'll look him up. But that's the consequence. That is the consequence. And see, I've been researching this stuff for over 30 years, been formerly in the relationship industry since 96. Since 1996. And it's the one thing we don't want to talk. Black women are saying, where are the men? Where are the men? It was like you rejected them. And what they supposed to do? Wait for you to decide or wait for you to grow up? Wait for you to get past superficial things? Wait for you to decide, hey, you got to get out that high school mentality of choosing a dude based on how cool he is? Or how he looked to other people? And yeah, it's a high school mentality. If I hear from high school girls, I don't think anything of it. When I hear from 40-year-old women, I'm just like, are you kidding me? And trust me, I hear from 40-year-old women. For those women who come on here and say, oh, those must be young girls. No, please. If anything, I've met more young girls who got some sense. I actually know some in my circle. I got a lot of youngins in my circle, and not in a sexual way, but just some young women I mentor just as well. And they got more sense. But no, those are the consequences. And people you get people mad. That's when I get a lot of people on my men's channel, a lot of women especially, saying something. I'm like, but you rejecting. What are you supposed to do? Wait? And and one thing with this Donald Glover thing, I'm going to shout out all the sisters who pointed out, hey, the rest of y'all wouldn't want him. Shout it out. I mean, I'm seeing some stuff on Facebook, on here. Shout it out. Because despite what many brothers think, there's a lot of sisters who see the consequences early. And they'll get them a good guy. Or they ain't that caught up in that superficial stuff. They're going to look at a guy for substance. But those are the consequences. Those are the consequences when you're more worried about, how he look or his look. Or whether he visibly looked like he got money or something, or you worried about his status, well, you're going to get burned. You're going to get burned. Because the thing is, that guy that you call boring, unattractive, self-centered, trash, think he looking for a trophy, don't like himself, saying he ain't the one. Okay, if he ain't the one, don't get mad if he get with somebody whose melanin is different from yours. Or heck, let's just be real with it. Sometimes women get mad if he get with another black woman and she ain't a certain complexion. Let's just be real. Or, she don't like something about the woman. That's what happens. Those are the consequences of the criteria. And see, when we have these big forums and everything, and I think that's why we haven't seen a major forum where sisters are talking about their criteria, because they know they got brothers like me out there waiting in the cut for something like that. They know social media. They ain't like it used to be. Used to be they could say stuff and, say the brothers ain't doing this and that, and the brothers couldn't clap back. But these are the consequences. Now, I ain't saying all this to be mean to the sisters or everything, but look, I'm giving you tough love. This is what happens. And this is what I tell a lot of the young women I mentor. I'll say, look, you better look for that substance. I mean, yeah. I can understand you wouldn't like looking at them, but most adult men going to try to keep themselves up. I think it's a smokescreen that you ain't like these guys walking around out here like they bums. Remember, I've been doing this for over 20 years. I've been formally doing this, doing seminars. I'm in seminars with professional black men. With degrees, the ones women can't say can't find. Apparently, if I put on a seminar or something, they'll show up. You got men getting in it. In fact, I just bought something. Hold on. Yeah, I just got a DVD, Qualified Yet Single, Why Good Men Remain Single, a film by Dwayne L. Buckingham. I'll have a link in the description box for y'all. Shit. Seriously, I'm like, these are the consequences. But see, there's some other consequences too. And be honest with you, this is why really a lot of women get screwed over, because there's the other side. I just gave you one side of it. My next video, I'm gonna do that one in the car. I'm gonna give y'all the other side of this equation. Anyway, I'll get back at y'all. Peace and blessings.